Hello, Internet! My name's Dark Arts, and today we're playing Bubble Shooter Archibald the Pirate. We're just going to call this Archibald for now. Archibald is made by the same people who made Frozen Candy. Now, if you remember that from last Christmas, that was the physics-based bubble popping game that had a weird mechanic of all the bubbles were in a pattern of, like, a frozen pattern that stuck to the screen. But then as you kept shooting bubbles and making patterns and popping everything, it started to melt, and then physics started happening. It was a very weird game and very enjoyable. I suggest you play it. This is kind of the sequel to that, and it's a lot bigger. It's got a few more things to it, and I think you will really enjoy it. As I said before, the mechanics of this game are simple. All you need to do is shoot the bubbles and pop them. Make them all match 3 or more, and they disappear. The mechanic of this game is that all the bubbles are frozen. But when you keep making and keep shooting, they start to melt. I'm using my hands for some reason. I don't know why. But they start to melt, and as they melt, physics takes a hold. And that's when the game gets crazy, because sometimes puzzles are timed that way. But that's later on in, harder levels. At the moment, this is pretty much the same, except for a few mechanics here. To start off, we have the bubbles. As you can see, some bubbles are just, floating around. I shoot something, and they pop, and they go through. These count as, like, little ball-bearing bubbles like you pop, but don't need to be connected. As soon as you shoot something, it disappears. This mechanic is used in a very interesting way, where if you can see over here on this side of the map, none of the bubbles that pop are connected to other bubbles. So if well, that's not going to work. If I pop through those bubbles, all those get deleted. So it's a very interesting new twist to things. Also, we have stars. That is how you progress through the levels. Much more different from what it was last time, where if you just had to complete the game in a matter of shots, which it got very difficult on the later levels, especially to unlock the whole secret stuff. But as of it is right now, this is a terrific sequel. Boop. Now let's move on to something more difficult, shall we? Now we're moving on to something a little different. You can't see it yet, but there's a mechanic here. Can you see it? No? Something different? Alright, we'll play Yeah, okay, I'll get on to it. We're gonna shoot some bubbles, pop some things, get all the combos, do that so I can get that clump taken out. That goes like that. We'll shoot this over here. Uh-oh. You just saw it? Look, different mechanics. I love it. I love that they've taken this idea and just gone someplace different. All these new little things help the game so much. This is like twice as fun as the previous game, and that previous game was really fun. But now we've got a real game going here. You're also probably wondering why I'm collecting money and what these little side things are. Well, those are power-ups. No longer do you have to pop the power-up. In the previous game, you had little power-up bubbles just like these, but you had to pop them to get the power-up for that level. This time, with the pirate theme in mind, you collect money for all the combos you make. Actually, more combos you make. The standard 3 gets the things away, but a 4 gives you some cash to burn. And with that burnt cash, you can acquire power-ups. Now, these power-ups are... well, I can't really do them because I don't have the cash to spend. They're expensive power-ups. And this brings up a mind that you might just have realized. You have to go back in levels to get money in order to further on your, you know, what's the word I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of gameplay. No, not further on the gameplay. Further on the levels. I'll go with that. Ooh, nice. I got... oh, did I lose a star? Oh, darn. That's a mechanic I didn't know about. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, I got 5 more balls there. But yeah, this game definitely adds to what was before, and now it is an absolutely brilliant new kind of game. And there's a lot of files here to play on. I haven't played this for long, but I know this game is really, really good. I've only gotten to level 5, but World 1 has 25 levels. That's a lot. That is almost as much as the previous game had. And then there's also a second world. And a third world. So that's at least 75 levels there. Okay? This game is big. And I am willing to go through the entire game because it is so enjoyable. This has been Bubble Shooter Archibald the Pirate. Archibald. The link to this will be in the description below, but you can also get it on the App Store, I think for cash. I don't know if it's free or not. But if it isn't, then I would actually consider getting it. This is quite an interesting little game, and it's worth it. So, my name has been Dark Arts. The link is in the description below, and pirate stuff. I don't know. I don't have a snappy one-liner for the end of this thing, so Yarr!